The world is not short on time. It is short on focus, on clarity, on the courage to choose what truly matters. Every day, you wake up with 24 hours. A blank canvas that could become a masterpiece, or a cluttered page of chaos and distraction. This is the art of prioritization, the science of choosing wisely, the discipline of aligning your time and energy with what moves you forward. In a world flooded with options, the ability to prioritize is a form of power. Neuroscience tells us that your brain is not built for multitasking. When you switch from one task to another, your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for decision-making and attention, must refocus. And that refocus comes at a cost in mental energy, a cost in time, a cost in momentum. This is called cognitive switching penalty. Each time you jump from one thing to another, your brain burns fuel. It drains your willpower, and it weakens your ability to stay on track. This is why busy does not mean productive, because being in motion is not the same as making progress. Psychology defines this as the difference between urgent and important. Most people live in urgency, responding to messages, attending endless meetings, checking boxes without asking if the box even matters. But those who master their lives live in importance. They think long-term. They choose what aligns with purpose, not pressure. Your time is not a resource to be spent. It is an investment to be directed. And every yes you give is a no to something else. The brain has limited bandwidth, your working memory, what you can actively hold in your mind, is finite. So when you overload it with tasks, with obligations, with noise, you reduce your ability to think clearly, to innovate, to focus. Neuroscientist Daniel Levitin explains that decision fatigue is real. Your brain has a limited number of high-quality decisions it can make each day. So if you waste them on the trivial, you have nothing left for the meaningful. This is why priorities must be few, and they must be deliberate. When you write down your top 3 priorities for the day, you are not just organizing. You are creating a neural filter. You are telling your brain, this matters. Everything else is noise. And your brain listens. It begins to scan for cues. It filters your attention, and it sharpens your ability to stay on path. This is the power of intention, anchored in psychology, reinforced by neuroscience. It is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters with full presence, with deep energy, with commitment that cuts through distraction. Time is not your enemy. Your attention is your battlefield, and your values are your compass. The art of prioritization is learning to say no, not from fear, but from clarity, because every time you say no to the unimportant, you say yes to the essential. This means asking hard questions. What am I really trying to achieve? What will actually move the needle? What am I doing because it is easy, instead of because it is right? Your goals must be rooted in values, because values give meaning to effort, and meaning gives fuel to discipline. When your priorities are connected to your deeper why, your brain releases more dopamine when you make progress. This reinforces the habit. It creates a feedback loop of motivation. You are not just checking tasks. You are building identity. You are becoming someone who follows through, who acts with purpose, who moves with alignment. The brain thrives on consistency. Every time you complete a meaningful task, your reward system lights up. Your sense of agency increases. You start trusting yourself more. And that trust is the foundation of self-leadership. In contrast, when you scatter your energy, when you overcome it, when you try to do everything, you burn out your cognitive system. You become reactive instead of intentional, and your brain begins to associate effort with overwhelm instead of progress. So the solution is not more time. It is better use of time. It is designing your life around what matters most and eliminating what does not. This is not about being rigid. It is about being selective, because not everything deserves your energy. Not every demand requires your response. The art of prioritization is not a technique. It is a mindset, a lens through which you view your choices, your habits, your future. You cannot do everything, but you can do the right things with excellence, with focus, with peace. So pause, breathe, look at your life with honest eyes. What is essential? What is noise? What have you been avoiding that truly matters? And what have you been chasing that does not? Strip it down, clarify your next steps, and protect your priorities like they are sacred, because they are. You only get one life, one stream of days, one currency of time. Spend it with intention. Spend it with courage. Spend it like it matters, because it does.